Coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind, we'll take a look back at the thespian play and the record-setting dance marathon.
And in sports, we'll have highlights from boys golf and girls tennis. Good morning, MHS. I'm Jillian Clymer.
And I'm Presley Boyd. We'll have all that and more coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind. Last weekend, the Thespians closed their production of The Complete Works of Shakespeare. The Complete Works of Shakespeare is a unique play which incorporates 36 of Shakespeare's works into one production. It was originally written in an improv group and was turned into a play meant for only 3 people. That obviously created some difficulty while trying to cast the Thespians' 13-member cast.
It was difficult to cast because I wasn't really sure who to use where. So we used a different kind of casting where I actually just got all of the thespians together and we started reading the script. And I would just ask people to read lines, and if I liked it, we kept it, or I'd ask other people to read. And we kept working on the script until we had the right number of people in the right spots who could do the best possible presentation of the work.
Armstrong and the Thespian cast continued to make changes to the play even during dress rehearsal week. They added and took things out, but the most unique addition was the idea to incorporate the Grady girls from The Shining. The actors had a lot on their plate considering they all had many characters to play at once.
I definitely got to add more of the funny things that I wouldn't necessarily be able to add if it were like a strictly written, you play one character the only time show.
The Complete Works of Shakespeare was also unique because of its crowd interaction. The actors had to talk to the crowd and get the crowd to participate. They even brought some of the audience on stage to be in the play.
When I was first told I had to interact with the audience, I thought it would not be good. I thought it would go bad and nobody would react or do what I wanted them to. But once we actually got out here and we actually started doing it, everybody reacted so well. And it just makes you feel really good that you can get this crowd of people, even though they're kind of small, that you can get this crowd of people to do what you need, and it's fun.
Senior Maddie Huntley was one of the audience members that was pulled on the stage.
It made me feel like how the actors felt on stage.
The Thespians completed their 3rd and final performance of the play last Sunday.
MHS held their annual dance marathon in April to help raise money for Riley kids.
MHS boogied right into their 4th year of dance marathon with an ambitious goal of raising $30,000.
It's kind of crazy. We still don't know if we're going to make it, so we're kind of, still counting every dollar that comes in, but I think we might, but time will tell.
To help reach the goal, several dance marathon committee leaders decided to do personal fundraisers.
Madeline, you could shave your legs once you reach a certain amount of money. So that day we just started promoting it and we're like $500, let's go. And then I'll shave my legs. And I just met the $500 goal last week.
The money goes to Riley Hospital and over 300 high school students signed up for the event. They spent their time singing karaoke, getting henna tattoos, playing dodgeball, and dancing the night away. The community also got involved. They came to the event early and bought tickets to play golf, make treats, and bounce in the bounce house.
Most of the kids here have are really community involved and have that kind of mindset to be leaders. So I think we're naturally leaders, and we're gonna really make a difference for kids that are in need.
The $30,576.09 was a record for dance marathon at MHS.
The academic decathlon team traveled to Texas in April for nationals. Grace Ambrose has more on how they did.
The academic decathlon is back from Texas and are busy writing thank you letters to those who helped them get to nationals.
Going on nationals and placing 11th out of really in the entire world, I'm super happy with what they were able to accomplish.
I thought that was pretty good because last year we placed 15th in the nation.
The team also took home 5 medals.
I took home 2 bronze medals in Division I, which is always an achievement because Division I is pretty tough.
While in Texas, the team went to museums, the beach, and the Space Center. The hard work has paid off tremendously and taught every member a lot about perseverance and dedication. For MHS Rewind, I'm Grace Ambrose.
2 weeks ago, Martinsville High School had their annual post-prom. Marissa Kaur has the story.
Students walked across the bridge into the gym that was decorated for post-prom themed underwater sea. The upstairs was set up like a cruise ship.
Well, my mom really enjoys planning stuff, and I think she actually had been trying to come up with an idea for a long time, and when we said that prom was Paris themed, then she thought of the cruise.
Many parents put in countless hours decorating the floor gym to give it the underwater feel. At post-prom, there was many types of activities, like the artists that did portraits, the games, and then don't forget the inflatables like the mechanical shark.
So I rode the bull a couple times and I was really bad at it, and I scraped my elbow and it kind of hurt, but it was really fun.
But the real thing that caught people's attention was the food. The food that was there was the Kona ice truck, the ice cream bar, the barbecue bar, and the most important table there was the chips and salsa and queso from Los Reyes. And how did they get those vendors? Well, this is what Emily has to say.
They split up into different groups and they went to different restaurants and asked for them to donate food.
After talking to everyone that attended post-prom, it seems like it was a big hit, and it was a type of atmosphere that people enjoyed. For MHS Rewind, I'm Marissa Kaur.
Martinsville High School could be in line for some major facility updates, depending on the outcome of a recent survey sent out by the district and Superintendent Dr. Michelle Moore. Eden McFarland has the story.
MHS swimmers aren't getting in much practice as workers repair the school pool. But depending on the results of a recent district survey, the swimmers could be getting more than just a new liner.
We had looked at what parents had gone to board members about or had talked to Dr. Terhune or myself about. Common themes that coming up was the school pool. Everyone knows that it needs some major upgrades. We also knew that in facility renovations, a lot of schools around us are doing field houses. So we wanted to talk to our parents to see if that was something they were interested in our pursuing.
If the survey shows parents are interested in building an auditorium or a field house, the district would probably have to ask for a referendum to raise property taxes in order to make the improvements.
We've had lots of parents come up to us and say that they would rather have their property taxes go up a little bit so they could have better programming for their children. And we wanted to see if that was just a couple parents that were interested in that, or if it was widespread, that there really were a lot of parents interested in our being more aggressive or ambitious in what we remodeled and our timeline for remodeling.
Every couple of years, the district sends out a strategic planning survey to help us come up with academic and facility goals for the next 5 years. The last survey was sent out 3 years ago.
So we decided we needed to update the survey to get more information from our families about what was important to them in the future planning for our school district.
The survey closed in May, and Dr. Moore says the board will sit down as a group in June and go through the survey results, and then start working on updating the district's strategic plan. In the meantime, the current pool should be repaired and ready to use by the end of the summer. For MHS Rewind, I'm Eden McFarland.
In April, students at MHS participated in a school-wide Choose Kind Spirit Week to raise money for kids at Brooklyn Elementary to be able to attend Camp Intervention. Felicia Gentry has the story.
The Human and Social Services class is baking cookies, but the students won't be eating them. Instead, they will be delivering them to teachers as part of Choose Kind Week.
Because a lot of times they get overlooked and they're not appreciated enough for all they do for us.
Christy Casey always tries to promote kindness in her classroom, in the school, and in the community. Before spring break, her classes watched the movie Wonder, and that inspired them to do a Choose Kind Week at the school.
McKenna! It's almost like an unexplainable feeling whenever you're truly kind to others and you're truly helping others.
Casey and her class set up Spirit Days and gave MHS students daily quotes and challenges to help promote kindness in our community.
If you don't help people out, then are you really a community? If you don't come together and I don't know, make each other feel better or make each other feel wanted, are you even a community?
All week during first period, students had the chance to purchase a star as part of a Wish Upon a Star class contest. The stars were displayed in the hallway on the wall of kindness and helped raise money for elementary students in our district to attend Camp Intervention at Brooklyn STEM Academy. MHS students raised $278 in scholarship money for elementary students to attend Camp Intervention this summer. Remember, always choose kind. For MHS Rewind, I'm Felicia Gentry.
The law enforcement class spent a few weeks at the fairgrounds getting some hands-on training. Bree Waltz was there and has the story.
Officer Murphy has spent the trimester preparing his students for their futures in law enforcement, as well as teaching them skills that will help them in their careers.
I've made sure that they at least have exposure to everything, all the way up to and including close order drill, which is obviously not a part of law enforcement that you see on the street every day, but it's certainly part of our training.
The students can agree that Officer Murphy has exposed them to learning experiences that will greatly benefit when starting their future jobs.
Just by doing this, it's like helping us in the career that we want to be in, so it's going to be a lot easier when we go out there.
You see kind of the criminals and how they act and all that different stuff, so you just see a different side that most people don't.
After 180 days, students are finally ready for their future careers in the field of law enforcement.
I'm ready to go out there and actually learn a lot more than I do in this class and take what I learned from this class and put it into my career.
You know, I think I'll have some good things to take away from this, and I think I'll be able to use that in a workforce that I choose to move forward to.
911 director was here. They've, they've been to the local jail. They've been to Department of Corrections prison. They've met a lot of people that if they choose to come into the criminal justice business, that may be able to network them into a good job.
The law enforcement students got a chance to work with tasers on May 1st. They also worked with the K-9 unit last week. For MHS Rewind, I'm Bree Waltz.
Now for a look at sports. Let's send it over to Braxton Maxwell.
Thanks, ladies. The boys golf team had a match against Greenwood on May 9th. Reed Staggs has a story.
The boys golf team crushed the women at Val Vista Golf Club 166 to 203. Head coach Chris Quinn said this was the lowest 9-hole score for the Artesians in the past 3 years.
We did really well. Obviously, we talked about being consistent, and today we were very consistent.
Luke Ferguson was a low medalist with a 38.
I started off a little shaky, but I kind of came around and got my game together on the probably 5th hole tonight and finished off pretty strong. So
Zane Spangler started off slow but bounced back and finished with a 41.
I've seen myself improve a lot, where if I would have done this bad starting out, I would have crashed and burned.
Isaac Johnson sunk in this long putt on hole 8 for a 43, and Trent Spanling hit in a 44.
The boys golf sectional is June 4th at Foxcliff. For MHS Rewind, I'm Reed Staggs.
The girls tennis team had a great match a few weeks ago. Emmy Carroll has the highlights.
On May 7th, girls tennis faced off against Edgewood High School and walked away with another win, 5-0. Head coach Brannigan Hewitt says that their team came prepared.
Every single girl out here came ready to play, so I feel like we did really, really good tonight.
Number 1 singles player Maggie Viwe felt that she played very well, defeating her opponent 6-0, 6-0.
I was hitting my shots pretty well. My serving was doing better than it has been.
Junior Allie Viwe also won handedly against her opponent in number 2 singles, 6-0, 6-0.
I just hit all my shots in basically. I didn't really miss a lot, so it worked out well for me.
Number 3 singles player Sydney Smith struggled early but quickly found her rhythm, winning 6-1, 6-1.
I felt like the first couple of games I was very nervous and I was hitting really careful shots, but then once I got more into it, I was more relaxed and I hit a lot better.
The doubles teams also swept both of their matches.
We've only done that one other match this season, so I was really proud of both of them as well.
The number 1 doubles team, Allie Wilt, Kaylee Elmore, finished 6-0, 6-1, and number 2 doubles, Olivia Osler and Hannah Odell, defeated their opponents 6-0, 6-0.
The girls wrapped up sectionals and their season last Friday. For MHS Rewind, I'm Emmy Carroll.
As the boys' baseball season comes to a close, they begin preparing for the sectional tournament. Carson Hacker has more.
The boys' varsity baseball is getting in some final practice swings as they get ready to open sectional play on Memorial Day. Head coach Jeff Scott is happy with his team's chances.
I feel like we got a really good draw. Anytime you can draw a bye and you don't have to play that extra game like everybody else does, it's always a benefit for us.
I feel like we got a good draw like we did last year, and I feel confident that we could do the same thing as we did last year.
The boys won sectional last year and are optimistic that they can win the trophy again this year. The team has a 3-4 record against sectional teams. Their opening opponent, Franklin Central, is the only school the Artesians have not played.
I know that we have advantages over them and that if we play our best game, we can beat them.
win conference again and win sectionals again and hopefully go a lot further.
The boys have a 14-13 record and are beginning to hit the ball better. Boys varsity baseball will be back in action Monday, May 28th at Whiteland against Franklin Central. Game time is set for noon. For MHS Rewind, I'm Carson Hacker.
Softball season is drawing to a close, and MHS is preparing for a sectional championship.
Pitching, running, and batting are all a part of softball, and as the school year draws to a close, sectionals hover over the horizon for the girls' softball team. And according to head coach Ken Roden, he believes that the team is ready.
We've played pretty well the last couple of games. We've had a good season. The kids have done a lot of good things, and we're in that learning process. But last couple of games we've played really well.
The team is also very confident in their new members before their opening round sectional game against Franklin Central.
We've had some really good freshmen step up this year, and we've just been working on situations, and I think we've put them in games very well.
Even the older members believe they're prepared, and they have plenty of reason to. They finished the season 22-4, and their only losses are to teams ranked in the top 10 in the state.
I feel like we're actually pretty prepared. I mean, we have some more things to work on and practice and stuff, but I think we're going to be a good competition for all the other teams.
The Artesians' first game of sectionals is set for Monday at Franklin Central at 8.
The MHS track team ran in the Mid-State Conference meet a few weeks ago. Grace Allen has the highlights.
2 Artesians earned all conference honors by winning their events. For the boys, Tyler Garrett ran to a first in the 800 meter, and Sam Barnett also finished first in the high jump.
This year to past years is definitely a lot different. I'm a lot better than what I was before. So, I mean, last year was a great season. I made state. I got 24th, but, you know, I'm looking for better. And I'm close to my PR already, and definitely it's going to be a fun year.
Matthew Douglas completed high jump in 3rd. Landon O'Hara leaping to a 3rd in long jump. Corbin Williams finished 5th in the 100 meter, and Carson Heath ran to 4th in the 600 meter. Riley Edgerton placed 6th in discus, and Jackson Kleesner finished 7th. The 4x800 team came in 4th, and the 4x400 raced to a 4th as well. For the girls' meet, Haley Moore placed 4th in the 100 hurdles. Liz Cheatham ran to a 6th in the 400. Emma McDonald placed 7th in the 3200. And Hannah Dalton raced toward an 8th in the 3200 as well.
I think the training has benefited us a lot. I think we've been working really
Senior
hard.
Samantha Malloy.
Has really gotten us ready for this season.
With her this
the 4x800 relay team placed 4th. In the 4x400 finished 5th. For MHS Rewind, I'm Grace Allen.
Volleyball is a fall sport for the girls here at MHS, but this spring, the boys have taken the court, trying to raise enough interest for a club team. Sierra Bauman has the story.
The sound of volleyball has returned to the auxiliary gym. The boys volleyball team became a new addition to Martinsville High School's clubs this school year. Science teacher William Sellers coaches the team.
This is my first year at Martinsville High School, and I wanted to get involved in something, so it was kind of like it just fell into my lap, and I decided to try to build it up.
Sellers previously played in a recreational league at Indiana University and has been working hard to prepare the boys for upcoming games.
We played a scrimmage against the girls volleyball team, and that went pretty well. It was a really good learning experience for us.
The team has been practicing after school twice a week in order to improve skills like hitting and setting. Junior Brian Houchin believes teamwork plays a big role in volleyball as well.
I like how one person isn't exactly the star of the show. You have to have the whole team in order to play the game because everybody's got to cooperate together.
Sellers' goal for the team is to build a solid foundation so that next year they can set up games and be competitive.
We need more practice, but I think we're ready for a game.
The team started out with 8 members and is now down to 5.
It's a goofy crew. It's a goofy bunch of guys. We have a lot of fun. We need more people to come out for the club. So if anybody's even a little bit interested, it's a lot of fun.
If you would like to be a part of next year's boys volleyball team, please contact Coach William Sellers. For MHS Rewind, I'm Sierra Bauman.
That wraps it up for a look at sports. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Braxton. That wraps it up for this final edition of MHS Rewind. For Braxton Maxwell, Jillian Clymer, and the rest of the RTV1 students, I'm Presley Boyd.
Thanks for watching and have a great summer.